You've seen this. Your dog's outside, and suddenly, they're grazing, munching the lawn like it's a salad bar. And if you're like most dog owners, someone along the way told you, "Oh, that's because their stomach is upset. They're trying to make themselves throw up." It's the explanation you'll find on over 2 million Google results. But what if I told you that's almost certainly wrong? Here's the reality. In 2008, researchers at UC Davis did something nobody had done before. They studied this. They observed 1,571 dog owners, the largest study of canine grass eating ever conducted. Here's what they found. 68% of dogs eat grass on a daily or weekly basis. It's extremely common. But here's the part most people never think about. Only 8% of those dogs showed signs of illness before they started eating grass. 8%. And after eating it, only 22% vomited. Let me say that again, because it contradicts everything you've probably heard. For 78% of dogs who eat grass, more than 3 out of 4, there was no vomiting, no illness, no upset stomach. The study also tested the dietary deficiency theory. If dogs eat grass because they're missing nutrients, then dogs who get vegetables in their food should eat less grass. They don't. Dogs on supplemented diets were just as likely to graze. Well then, if it's not self-medication, and it's not a dietary gap, what is it? To answer that, we must travel back before domestication, before kibble, before veterinary clinics with deworming tablets on the shelf, back to your dog's wild ancestors. Wolves, coyotes, jackals, they carry intestinal parasites, roundworms, hookworms, nematodes, and they don't have medicine. But they do have access to grass. Benjamin Hart, who was a part of the UC Davis study, spent decades investigating how animals stay healthy in nature without medicine. In a 2018 paper, he documented something remarkable. Wild canids use plant material as a mechanical parasite purge. Here's how it works. The grass blades are fibrous. Your dog can't digest them. They don't have the enzymes to break down cellulose. Therefore, the plant material passes through the intestinal tract mostly intact. As it moves through, those long, rough fibers physically wrap around parasitic worms. And when the animal defecates, the worms go with the grass. This is called the Parasite-Purging Hypothesis. And the evidence in the wild is striking. Analysis of wolf droppings shows grass present in 11 to 47% of stool samples. And here's something interesting. Your golden retriever, the one who sleeps on your couch, eats gourmet kibble, and is dewormed every 6 months, is still running software that's 15,000 years old. The grass-eating instinct was never bred out. It's still there, dormant, functional, a behavioral fossil still firing in the modern dog's brain. But evolution only explains where the behavior came from. It doesn't explain why your dog does it on a Tuesday afternoon in 2026, with a full food bowl waiting inside. For that, we need to look inside the brain. When your dog engages in a foraging sequence, seek, sniff, select, chew, swallow, it lights up the same dopaminergic reward pathways that activate when they chase a ball or solve a puzzle toy. Dopamine is the brain's "this is worth doing" signal. It reinforces behaviors that were useful in the ancestral environment. And foraging was one of the most important behaviors a wild canid could engage in. Finding food, selecting the right plants, surviving. Your dog's brain doesn't know the difference between "I need to purge parasites" and "I'm in a fenced backyard with nothing better to do." The circuit is there, and when conditions are right, long grass, morning sun, a bit of boredom, it fires. A 2007 study from the University of New England found something that reinforces this. Dogs eat significantly more grass before meals than after, when they're hungry, when the foraging drive is naturally elevated. Not when they're nauseous, but rather when they're hungry. That's a foraging pattern, not a self-medication pattern. So what does normal grass eating look like? Most dogs do it calmly. They sniff around. They're selective about which blades they take, often the longer, rougher ones, at the edges of the lawn. They chew briefly and swallow. It might last 30 seconds. It might last 2 minutes. Then they move on. Veterinary behaviorists distinguish between this, normal, occasional grazing, and something called Pica, the compulsive consumption of non-food items. Pica looks different. It's frantic, it's frequent. It may be accompanied by other signs: vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy, anxiety. If you're seeing that, call your vet. But for the 68% of dogs who are normal grass eaters, this isn't a problem to solve. It's a behavior to understand. Younger dogs eat more grass than older dogs, which makes evolutionary sense, because young animals in the wild are the most active foragers and the most vulnerable to parasites. Some breeds show higher rates than others, though the research on breed differences is still lean. The takeout is simple. If it's relaxed, occasional grazing, that's normal. If it's frantic, compulsive grass eating with vomiting, get your dog to the vet. So, if your dog is a normal grass eater, no vomiting, no illness, no distress, you can stop worrying. The behavior is wired in. It's not a sign something is wrong. But here's what you need to rather pay attention to. Lawn chemicals. Pesticides and herbicides are the real danger, not the grass itself. If your dog grazes, make sure they're grazing on untreated grass. One practical tip from the research. While studies showed that dietary supplementation doesn't prevent grass eating, some veterinarians recommend adding safe fibrous vegetables to your dog's meals: green beans, carrots, pumpkin. Not because the dog was deficient, but because a feeling of fullness can dampen the foraging drive. A dog who just ate a satisfying meal is less likely to go looking for a snack in the lawn. And pay attention to sudden changes. If your dog has never eaten grass and suddenly starts doing so frantically, that's worth investigating. Not because grass eating causes illness, but because a dramatic change in behavior can signal something else going on. Remember, the next time you're standing in your backyard, coffee in hand, watching your dog munch grass like a tiny cow, don't assume you've got a sick dog. You've got a modern pet running ancient code. 15,000 years of evolution are still quietly at work, one mouthful of grass at a time. And maybe that's the most fascinating part of all. Our dogs may live in the modern world, but deep inside, they're still carrying instructions written for the wild. What animal behavior have you always wondered about? Leave it in the comments. It might be our next eureka moment.